All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. Doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. All right, guys, let's get started. Let's see what we have going on today. Let's go over some of the top plays and highlights from yesterday. We had a lot of great moves yesterday, even though after we did our watch list, it didn't look too promising. But man, we got some pretty good moves. So let's get into those right now. So right over here, guys, here's our top list. These were some low flow stocks that we had here on this area here, but again, they didn't really trade well anyway. So we'll get into those. So here's Kron. Kron, this is the one that Andrew took a really nice quick opening range breakup on this one, right off the 1 minute. So he jumped in here, held for this pullback here, or he got the pullback. I don't recall the exact entry. It was so fast when he did this, and then right there he took out some profits on the way up here. So Kron was very strong right at the open. A lot of volume. You can see it pops right in here. Tons of volume. Gets all the way up to 1670. Then from there, it just sells off. It just gives everything back. So very strange because, again, the pre-market action looked very strong. It has some good volume. But then once it hits 1670, there was no continuation after that. There was no ABCD pattern. It looked like it was ready to form one here. You got your A, you got your B, and then this, even up to here, could have been support at this moving average, but it's just completely lost it once it dropped. Did this pullback here, and it dropped all the way down. So it became a really nice full VWAP, loss of VWAP right here. Kind of breaks back out, can hold above VWAP, then heads right down. You can clearly see it just completely just kept dropping. Look at this 5 minute here, leaving VWAP, goes below the low of the day at that time, and it just continues dropping. So you have one chance for a big move here at the opening range breakup, and then from there it just became a nice short. AMBA, this was one that I believe Brian took a short on this one right in here. He was able to get a nice drop. But then from there, it just became very choppy. Look at this 5 minute candle, so you can see it's just a lot of wicks, not that much body. Very hard to predict what kind of direction or pattern this thing was doing. But then it just chops around here, consolidates. Later on, it kept dropping here, but again, just pretty nasty price action on this one to trade. SIEN, I was watching this one. This one didn't get a lot of volume for me. It just didn't look clean neither. Look at some of these wicks, again, popping up, then selling back down. Then you get this indecision candle here. Even on the one, it just doesn't look clean the way it was trading. So again, pretty weird candles also. Like after they were being formed, you can tell that it's just weird trading, right? It's kind of little algo systematic, like not a very clean pattern. Clear resistance here at 675, and then you get a nice drop. But again, just not one that traded clean at all. And you can also tell that it was not clean because look at the drop in volume as well. So you had this big surge in volume, then it just drops down and just kind of sells off into not doing much. Here's Roku. Roku was amazing. We knew Roku was going to be strong and hit that 100. I didn't think it was going to hit it so early on after it was stalling out here. But let's look at the open. Nice drop here. People taking profits, obviously, because it's been strong over the last couple of days. And then right in here, once it goes above VWAP, everybody just jumps in. Look at the volume here as well, getting the confirmation, and then it just takes off from there. You get a nice pullback to the moving averages, host the moving averages here, and then you can see slowly gets to this beautiful uptrend, hitting all the way up to 100. Obviously, you're going to have some resistance. It does pull up over 100, I think 112 cents or so, and then you have this beautiful drop here. So again, Roku is very strong. Even here, it was hard to go short because you knew it was going to probably go back up and test that 100 one more time, and it did. It lost the moving averages, hit this one down here. I believe this is the 200 or so, the 50. Not quite sure. Yeah, 50. So hit the 50 here, and then clear bounce, and then from there goes back up and hits the high again. And it closed very strong yesterday as well. So that's going to be interesting to watch today. PBTL was the one I traded. This one was very nice open range breakdown. Wasn't short selling restrictions, so you had to sit on the ask to get your entry, get filled on a move up. But here you can see just a beautiful opening range breakdown on the 5, very clean. You get this pullback here, which is what I look for. So you got this nice pullback here. That's your signal for entry for the crack of the low of the day, and then from there it just continues to drop nicely. The price action was very sketchy though. Sketchy in the sense that every time it broke a new low, you could see the hesitation of it wanting to go lower. And in a lot of places, it looked like it was just ready to just squeeze very aggressively back up to the VWAP. But it does hold a steady downtrend nicely here. It eventually does a nice pullback here, which a lot of members took a reversal here once it held this around 11.10 or so. It hit 11 actually, and then it does a squeeze. I thought it was going to get it back up to VWAP because this was a massive squeeze. This was very aggressive. Comes up right away and then just stalls again around 11:30, and then another beautiful drop all the way down almost to 10. So this was nice. And then later on, I was watching this one closely. I came back to my station, and then it squeezes all the way back up. Right, so here it hits around 10 or so, and then nice little squeeze all the way up to 11. So this was a nice reversal. If you was watching this, you got some double bottoms happening here, some rounding action, and then you can see clearly almost hits VWAP. So that's a nice reversal if you were able to catch this one. MU was another one. I can't believe I missed the MU. This was a cleaner opening range breakdown, actually cleaner than BPTL, because the reason is the liquidity, right? You can get filled right away on MU. There was no short selling restriction, and we see this a lot, right? Sells up, finds some kind of resistance here. Once it goes below VWAP, you don't want to jump in just yet. You want to wait for confirmation that we're actually going down. You get a beautiful pullback here. Here's where you want to see your entry, right? You wait that 3 to 5 minutes. Great pullback here, sells back down. You get in here to crack this low, and then you get this beautiful drop down here, and then it just never looks back, guys. Look at this, just red candle after red candle on the one. You get some small pullbacks, never testing your entry, whether you have one here, even or here. Just doesn't test your entry, and you can see it just drops down massively all the way down to 33.20. So definitely a great trade if you took advantage of MU, but you have to be watching that one to take advantage of that. IFRX, this was a low flow that we had. Again, this one was one that had some really bad news. The stock was just insane. The stock was at $40 2 days ago, dropped down to $5, and now it's at $3.25. So again, just pretty crappy for people holding this stock if they were swing trading. But again, just sold off. I don't think we had shares for short yesterday. I didn't. I'm not sure if anyone else did, but again, just didn't really trade well. So it's very hard to take a trade on that. And RWK, same thing. Actually, this one saved a lot of people probably because it sold off right after the open. So it saved a lot of people from going in long if they were thinking, hey, let's wait for the open and get the volume and go long. It sold off just very heavily from 11 all the way down to $2 right before the open. So that's good for anyone that was thinking of going long here, because after you see that, you don't want to touch something like that. Even here on this pop here, I mean, these guys have to have some guts to get in here after something like this, right? So just very aggressive drop there. So that's what we had yesterday, guys. Let's look into what the SPY is doing. What do we have in regards to any news, any events that might be going on here? Also yesterday, Norm, we had Brian's recap as well. Very important stuff on there on what he's watching with the swing trades. So make sure you catch that today if you didn't get a chance to look at it yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, we're hanging out above that 281 level on the SPY, which is the support and resistance level we've talked about a lot recently.
Yeah.
Really for several months, and it's come back into play. You know, I said a week and a half ago, I thought we might be range bound in this area for a little while, and we're back in that range. So after a couple days down and the Fed goosing the market, we kind of popped back in there. We'll see what happens where we settle in here. But this morning, there was a slew of economic data that came out from weekly jobless claims, trade deficit imbalance, productivity revisions, and so on and so forth. And it was kind of, everything was pretty much in line with estimates. I mean, they were slightly higher, slightly lower, but it wasn't enough to do anything to the markets. That info just came out 10 minutes ago, right as we were cranking up. So nothing's really happened. The market's essentially right back where we were. And that's kind of what's going on today.
Gotcha. Yeah, so interesting here. Again, we've been talking about this level for some time as well. Let's see what happens today. So right now we're slightly up a bit after having 2 nice green days. So let's see what takes place. All right, guys, so let's go over into our gappers over here on Trade Ideas. And then we have our NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers. We'll get into these and see if we can find some clean stocks out of that pile. With the first one here up 109%, CTRV. So CTRV up 114% here, 253,000 shares traded so far and climbing. Looks like it has a very nice clean pre-market action. The flow is 17.1 million shares flow, so a low flow, but not really too low. You gotta see what's the ATR here. ATR $1.27. So you gotta be still very careful with this one. This looks like it's taken off nicely. Has a beautiful pre-market action for the low flow team. We're gonna put this down here. CTRV CTRV. So let's see if it can hold this type of action. So what do we have here? So this stock on the daily has been trading at 0 or whatever this is, pennies. And then now it's breaking out. Again, just want to be very careful with this one. Does it have any history of being higher than $5? It does. All right, so it's no stranger to double-digit prices here, so that's good. But again, today obviously they're very active. Got some serious volume going on here. A lot of activity. Looks like the market is actually open on this stock. Norm, what do we have on this one that could that's making this pop so much? Is there anything going on, or is it just fluff?
Yeah, it's a pharma company, and they had some results from a trial that they did that seemed to be positive. But I will call into I will call your attention to the fact that this company had a reverse split of 70-1 last, I believe, Monday. So it's the float data is not correct. I would guess maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know that it's been updated, and so it's probably on the fairly risky side.
Gotcha.
I would consider it.
Yeah, with you 100%. And usually this stuff doesn't really update right away. We've seen that with IQ. So I remember when IQ changed their flow. It took them. We knew something changed because it was trading differently, but it took a while for it to get upgraded because their flow was way off in comparison to how their trading like changed overnight when we were watching it daily. So CTRV guys, very risky. This thing here is just going through dollars like nothing. So be very careful. So what else we have here? So we have SFIX. This was a little larger float, 40 million shares, up 25.2, 466,000 shares traded here. So this looks nice. That's a nice little downtrend going on right now in the pre-market action. Daily chart looks okay, looks decent. I like it actually. It's got a nice little flow to it. And if we look here in the pre-market action, it's dropping nicely. We do have shares for sure, some great volume. I kind of like this one. This looks good. It looks like we have traded it in the past because I do have some levels on here. So they're gapping up quite a bit, giving some back right now, right? As high as 32. Now they're dropping a bit. Here we go. So as high as 32, but now we're dropping somewhat here. So Norm, this one has some interesting stuff going on, obviously, gapping up so much today.
Yeah, they had earnings last night, and it was really strong. Both the numbers themselves, they raised their guidance for the rest of the year. And they also mentioned that they were essentially becoming more efficient based on some changes to their algorithm that it seemed from what I got from it, it seems that they can better understand product flow to customers and manage their inventory better. So it seems like a pretty interesting story. We'll see how the stock trades. It's a huge gap up, 25%. So we shall see.
Yeah, we definitely will. And just this catches my eye here. Look at yesterday. Look at the volume. So some people knew something was happening here. I guess people repositioning their place on this stock because that volume is not, that's not normal unless that happened after hours. Is that what it is?
Yesterday, I believe it was. Yeah.
Oh yeah, here it is.
I will call out one other thing. So the latest report on the short float on this is 22%. So part of that is probably a squeeze as well.
Got it. Makes perfect sense. So really active today, guys. This will be a fun one to watch. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll come back and get some levels in just a few minutes. CIEN up 14.2, 332,000 shares traded. Let's get the right chart up. Here we go. Has a nice, beautiful pre-market action here, up 13.6. Let's look at the daily. Daily looks good too. A nice, beautiful breakout here. We traded in the past. We have some levels. I'm just going to remove those so we can get some clean ones. So this looks good. It has a nice little pop here. Norm, also, do we have any earnings or anything going on that's making this exciting today?
Yeah, they had earnings this morning that they released. They beat both on the top and bottom line, I believe, estimates. And I'm not sure about their guidance. I haven't seen news on that yet, but it seems to be an interesting story for them this morning too.
Excellent. All right, so they got a good pre-market action, guys. This is a great, nice little flow here they got going this morning. Some really good volume. Daily chart also looks nice because it's got a nice little breakout here. We have some levels we can find here as well, so we'll get into that one. All right, next we have Tesla. Let's see what Tesla's doing. Tesla's green today. That's good. Tesla is up 3.7, 300 and let's remove these levels. It's so congested down here. There we go. So 336,000 shares traded right now for Tesla. So it's got some good volume. Nice little daily chart here, kind of breaking out. Could be just moving with the market. We don't know just yet because Tesla's been again just taking a hit here. Markets are slightly up, so they're up as well. Let's look at the pre-market action. Looks beautiful though. This is a good pre-market action for Tesla. It usually does not have this type of pre-market action. Kind of putting like an ABCD right now in this area, in this pre-market. So Tesla looks very, very good. A little bit out of my price range, but this pre-market action is what you want to see. Beautiful pre-market action here with some really good volume. We got a moving average coming up here, so let's see how we react to that. We also, that moving average could be a level support and resistance right on here as well. So that's gonna be a good one to put in a few minutes. So that's Tesla. Next we have RWLK. This one was again just pure crap yesterday. Down 13.5. Looks like now it's just gonna start selling off and giving it back, getting back to its normal price. Trading range down here that's been over the last couple of days and weeks over here as well, under $4. So not one that I'm really gonna be looking to watch today. Volume is not really there, and again, it's a low float. It's just not something that I'm gonna be watching or focusing on. All right, so we have Home is here. Home is a 57 million shares flow, so it's not a low flow, but we're down 39.6 today, 1.8 million shares traded. Obviously, somebody messed up something here in this stock. That's a big drop. Let's look at the daily real quick. You can see here that we had a very nice support here that we were holding, right? We tested it back in end of March. We had a nice drop here, came back, then we hit this level one more time. And kind of similar to some of the stocks we've seen, right? We've seen this, they have these support where they just hold it, they never sell off from there. Then I don't know where you get this, whatever news we're about to hear from Norm now, and you get this amazing drop. So Home is not looking too good today.
No, they had abysmal earnings that they released this morning. So they had a decline in same source sales. They're talking about tariffs hitting them hard. I mean, for the rest of the year, all kinds of stuff. So just this company, it's actually based here in DFW, and they've had some troubles in the past, but this is just a pretty horrible earnings call for sure.
Yeah, this is pretty nasty here. So looking forward to see. Is this all-time low? I know we'll get into the details later, but just curious. No, we're very close to it. So very close to all-time low too. That's going to be exciting. We'll get into that area in a second. All right, what do we have? We have another one pop up here. No, I think that's all of them on the gappers list. Let's go over to our NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers, guys, and then get ready on what you're watching so we can go over those on your end. So just start throwing those in the chat room. So we have AMD here. It's been very active this morning. 1.6 million shares traded. I can't believe I did not have AMD in my watch list yesterday. I'm not sure why. But we're mentioning this. This one was very active. Just want to click in here a bit. So had a nice drop here. It tested VWAP, false VWAP breakout. And from our chat room, took her first live trade on, I believe it was right on here, on a false VWAP breakout. She got in here for a short, took advantage of this beautiful drop. So congratulations to Anna on her first live trade there. It's always nice to start your trading with a green trade. So here we have AMD dropping nicely, very active. Looks like it might want to go to the previous day close. So AMD is good. We'll watch that. It's a nice one today. VT, not much going on. Has some value. I don't like this pre-market action here. And the daily chart's a little bit funky. We have traded this one before in the past, but today just doesn't look like anything that I want to be touching. ENPH at the moment, not a good pre-market action. Has volume, guys, but this volume is probably all on a it's got to be a block trade. Yeah, it is. Here you have this huge trade here, block trade of 1 million and 1.1 million shares traded. So again, nothing you want to be part of. Next we have JAGX. Not much going on here. Penny stock. FCRX, also penny stock. Down to IFRX. This was one that was active yesterday. This is one that lost, that big drop yesterday. So hit as low as $3, I believe, and now they're trying to climb back up. This could be interesting, guys, but this is a lower flow stock, So you do have to be careful with this one, but it could be trying to put in a bounce after such a big loss yesterday. But again, you got to be really careful. IFRX. So we'll keep it on here. Pre-market action for the type of stock it is and the type of drop it had yesterday looks very good right now. It's got some good volume, up 9.5, which is not hard to do after you drop down to $3. So we'll see how that goes there. Next we have Nasdaq ETF. SFIX we have already, so we'll take a look at that closely. VRRM, it's got some volume, but not a good clean pre-market action, guys. Must be some huge orders here causing this. Yeah, it doesn't look too clean. You got a lot of big orders here, big block trades, not really creating any price action for us, so nothing exciting here. CTRV we have for the low flow team. Looks like it might crack 12 already. Might want to get even higher here. Has a beautiful pre-market action going on right now. CTRV also we have. XFIX we have. HIIQ, no volume, guys, only 13,000 shares traded, so not much going on here. Next we have skipped one. CDTX, nothing happening. Penny stock. AXGT, also garbage here, not going on. VTVT, again, it's got the volume, guys, up 9%, but really this pre-market action here is just not clean. So again, I don't want to be trading something that looks like this. Where I left off, BTVT, yeah, so IFRX, nothing happening there at the moment. Well, this is the one that dropped, so we'll see if it pops back up. It's got some volume. TTOO, nothing going on. Flex, same situation. And Cool, also not looking too cool at all. This stuff is no action, nothing going on there. All right, folks, what do you guys have on your end? What looks good today? What has volume? Norm, what do you like this morning aside from what we just went over?
I would say that not a ton, but one I'm looking at is Michaels, MIK. They reported earnings this morning, needs more volume. It's gapping down pretty decently.
Okay. Oh, I like this daily. This is good. It's a nice little drop here. What's the news on these guys? Earnings or something?
They released earnings this morning, and I haven't had a chance to dig into that one yet.
Okay. Yeah, I do like the daily on this one, so I'm going to throw this on here. We do have shares for short as well. That's nice. Needs more volume, but I do like the way the daily's setting up here.
Yeah, and then I was also going to mention, Merrick just threw it out as CLDR, Cloudera. They're gapping down hard this morning on heavy volume. I probably won't trade this just because I usually don't trade things in the $5 range, but it's definitely an interesting chart.
Yeah, daily's interesting. Oh, pre-market action is also got some serious volume. We do have shares for sure. What's the float on this? It's a higher float, right? Yeah, it is. All right, so this is good. I like this one. Again, you always want to be careful anything around that $5 range, obviously, but yeah, this is looking interesting.
So those are a couple that I had on my list.
Excellent. All right, so I'm going to put that one on here. CLDR. Perfect. All right, guys, what else you guys are watching this morning? Hey, give me 1 second, guys.
I guess while he's doing that, I'll go ahead and do the announcements. Andrew is going to be presenting at the Modern Trader Summit June 22nd in Montreal, June 21st, the night before. We are going to have a meetup. I will be there. William will be there. Peter will be there. Obviously Andrew will be there, and I'm not sure who else part of the group will be there. The updated CMEG info Carlos has been talking to you all about. So keep an eye on that. If you're watching our pre-market show and you have not tried out the chat room where we live trade all day, come check us out if you'd like to. You can use the promo code PREMARKET24 and get the 2-week trial for a reduced price. It does not auto renew or anything like that, but it's just a good way to come and see what the chat room is like and live trading with Andrew and the rest of us. I think that's it. If anybody has anything else. let me know.
Yep, I think that it is it. That's also what I had on my end. All right, guys. CFC mentioned CDRL is all-time low. Yeah, that makes it always more interesting when you're getting all-time lows, all-time highs. Makes it interesting to watch. Again, this one looks very good, guys. So I'm gonna definitely have this one on my watch list. It's one of my favorites. All right, folks. So let's get over to see what we have going on. Let's get some levels. Unless anybody else has any other stocks that we have not looked at yet. OKTA. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, so OKTA doesn't really have a lot of volume right now. I see what you're looking at is possible break. I had a good day yesterday, so it looks good. It's an all-time high. It looks good for wanting to go higher here, but again for the morning, this could be a good one to watch later on mid-morning. But right now, it doesn't have a great volume. VRRM, Ray, we looked at earlier. It was on here, right? VRRM. Yeah, I'm on the fence on this one. This pre-market action looks a little weird to me. Doesn't look clean as the other ones we have this morning. Daily chart is so, but this pre-market action, I'm just not I don't know. Something about it doesn't look clean. I can't find it. I can't pinpoint it here. But something about this pre-market action, I'm not liking. You know what? We'll throw it on here. You brought this up. Let's put it on here just in case. We'll look at it. But something just doesn't look clean or smooth on this one. CP.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I can't tell what it is, but something about it because it does have the volume, guys. But this volume is just not creating a nice flow, right? Like we look at a CLDR, right? This is creating some movement here, so this is nice. Home is also nice, creating a lot of movement here with some serious volume. Tesla is great. This is one of the cleanest pre-market action we have today, and one of the cleanest I've seen on Tesla in a very long time. Usually, it's not that clean in the pre-market. This one also has a beautiful clean pre-market action, a nice flow to it, and SFIX also has a nice drop here trying to hold this level, so that's good too. You know what it is? I guess on a regular day when we don't have a lot going on, this probably looks good for us, but today when we have some ones that look amazing, this one's like, we got better stuff to watch. That could be it.
You're not wearing your beer goggles this morning.
There you go. So let's look at Uber. Let's see what's going on. Not Uber. All
Uber.
Right. Yep. So here, Uber is interesting too. Nice drop here.
It finally got to its IPO price yesterday. It's the first time it's traded since it IPO'd. It reached its IPO price of 45. So it's a really interesting level.
Yeah. Did we just lose Norm, or is it just me? Okay. Oh, there you are. You're back.
Yeah, you cut out too, so I don't know what happened, but I think hopefully I'm working now.
Yep, you're good. All right, so
I was just saying that I don't know how much of that came out. So Uber finally reached its IPO price of $45 yesterday. It's never traded at its IPO price, so it'll be interesting to see what it actually does.
Yeah, it sure is, because, man, the hype on this one was very high, and then right off the bat, we get this crazy drop, climb out of it, and we go into this territory of just chop here, and then the last couple of days has been really nice, just getting, climbing higher and higher. So this is interesting for Uber. I think it will be interesting to watch. We could throw it on here, and we might get rid of something else that doesn't look great and keep Uber on, right? So let's do that. MU, what we have going on with MU? Huge rejection on MU. Let's see what's happening here. Typical MU, guys. No volume, not really a good pre-market action, but that's normal. Yeah, I see what you're saying. This is huge rejection here on this moving average. Actually, Brian talks about this in his weekly recap about MU. Hard to tell what's going to happen next. I mean, the markets are slightly up. MU is just kind of flat right now at the moment. This could be one that you watch. If you watch MU and AMD on a regular basis, you can throw this on your list. I'm going to keep it off right now because I think we have a lot that are looking very, very attractive this morning. So we'll see. I'll throw MU on here. We'll get some levels for it if we have time towards the end. But not one that I'm looking to put on my list today based on just this list looks very active. All right, so let's look at yes, we'll definitely look at Roku today. Roku is one that yesterday again was very exciting to watch. Continuing this strong move, right? We had a nice little pop here going over to 101, cracking 100 yesterday, all-time high. This morning all-time high now is a 102.50. and it could be holding here, so it'll be interesting to see. Usually when stocks go break the all-time high, they want to test it again, so we'll see what happens. Or this could happen, we could get a nice sell-off back down to 97.53. So looking forward to what Roku is going to do today. We'll throw it on here as well. All right, folks, next last one, MDB.
Yeah, MongoDB. This one is really difficult to trade generally. It doesn't have a lot of volume this morning either.
Yeah, the daily chart does got some could be choppy in here, but yeah, the volume is really not there right now, guys, on this one. Pre-market action is just showing you that too. Without the volume, you're not going to get this nice flow that we're seeing on other stocks.
And just note that, I mean, it doesn't have a ton of liquidity, and you can look at that, what is it, 7:15, 7:10 5-minute candle, the big red one right there.
Yeah,
that's almost a $3 move, I think, in 5 minutes on almost no volume.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Look at that, almost no volume. Yeah, you do not want to be part of this spread. It's a buck right now too, so not one you want to trade this morning. All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's go through this list. Let's finalize this list. Let's make it smaller. Let's see what we got going on. All right, so let's start with SFIX. So SFIX, I do have some levels already on here that look pretty good, so I'm going to keep those on. So I have this level here around 29. What is that? 67 or so, right where the with the action of the price is right now. So I'm going to keep that on there. You have that level is coming from here, this day here, and this one here as well. So I'm going to keep that level. That looks good. We have 32, which is very close to the high of the pre-market, 32.10. We had that from these levels over here, right? Then above that, in case we decide to bounce back, we have 33.23 right in this area, and then the 34. Not sure where we got that one from. Probably went back here or something. Yeah, 34 is coming from this day over here, where we have a nice gap in this area. So plenty of levels towards the top. Let's get some levels towards the bottom here, because it looks like we might be wanting to lose that if we can get past the low of the day, sitting at a 29.37, slightly below where this market we have here. And actually, you know what? We can move this down. We can move this down right here to 29.37. All right, guys. Remember, these levels are an area; they're not exact. So keep that in mind. Don't go. Oh, it's got to be on the pennies. Never is on the penny. So keep that in mind. Next level towards the bottom, we have 27.89, also with a nice moving average slightly right below it. So that's nice. I'm getting this level based on this day here, right? We slowly climb up, find some serious resistance here around 27.89, and then we head back down. You go back a little more, you can see several days. These over here, they kind of go under a little more, but then slowly it becomes a good support for these 3 days, 4 days here. You can see clearly it's just holding that 27.89. Below that, let's get something below that. What do we have clean here? Trying to find, this day right here, this one, 25.97. Also, like, we have a moving average right in this area too, so that's nice. In this situation, guys, from 29 to 65, that's a big drop. So if I get hit at 28, 29, I'm going to consider those as well as possible areas to take profit. Right here as well, if we do get below this 27.89, we do have 27, a whole dollar. This whole dollar is 27.50 can also be an area where the price usually likes to at least take a pause in momentum, rethink, do a small pullback. So just keep that in mind as well. You can see right here 27. I'm going to mark that down as well, 27.09. I think that's plenty of levels on this stock here. So this one is interesting. It has a great pre-market action. It's actually up today. It's giving some back at the moment, but hopefully can find some support here. So you want to be don't want to be biased on this one just because it's up or down. Let's see what the pre-market action does in the morning. Usually we like to find this move, and Brian will be on before Andrew, where it goes up to VWAP, right? Because people are probably gonna bring it up to VWAP, and then it heads back down, right? We've seen that move so many times at the open, or you can just really take off. So let's see what happens with SFIX. CEIN has a great pre-market action, guys. Some really nice volume, up 17%. It's a really nice uptrend right now. Let's look at the daily and get some levels in here. High of the pre-market sitting at 42.90. We'll mark that down. Low of the pre-market sitting at 37.10. Sorry, 37.30. Very clean level here. We definitely cannot miss this one at 40.77. So look at that, how that level is also the open and close for these 2 days here. So that's very good. Getting some confirmation there. We have here towards the top, I'm going to mark down this one here, 43.71, and then clearly have this huge pop up here, 45.62. You just never know. Between 40 and 37, I want something in here. That's a big drop. It's a $3, almost $3.50 drop. So I want to get a level in between here so you could find something that's good. And I think we have a nice one right on here, 39.30. Yep, 39.26, 39.30-ish area. Why do I like this level? You have several days using this as resistance here. And if you go back slightly, you have several days using this as support until they finally can't hold no more and they break, right? So they're constantly just banging their head on this 39.26. They can hold it, and once they lose it, you can see here you got a nice little big drop down to the next level, 37.32, which happens to be the low of the pre-market today, guys. Again, it's just not a coincidence that we all are watching these same levels. So plenty of levels on CEIN. Let's go over to Tesla, which has a beautiful pre-market action. It's kind of putting in an A, B, C, D pattern here. So let's see if it can hold here and head higher. Let's get some levels in here. So high of the pre-market, also slightly below this moving average we got coming up, 205. Towards the bottom, I'm going to mark down the low of the pre-market at 198. But in between here, we got a nice level here, high of yesterday, hanging around, what's that, 201.25. If we can break out of this high of the pre-market and this moving average, I think the next possible level you want to look out for is the low of this day here, which had a big drop, 209.08. So let's mark that down. I don't think you're going to get a big run out of this, but the next level will be this one, 22.70, 23.04, slightly a little lower, right? 22.06. There we go. So that could be the next level. I don't think that's going to happen for Tesla today, but again, just we'll be prepared with our levels in case it does. So let's look at home. Home is interesting, guys. Drop of 37.7. Some really incredible volume right now. We do have shares for short at the moment. Hopefully that stays like that at the open. We have a 1047 low of the pre-market. Not sure if this is all-time low. I don't think it is. So I'm just going to go back and see this another level under here that we can mark. There might be something slightly here from going back. Oh, we're actually right on it, really. Then the low of all time is 1020. So we'll mark that down. That could be interesting. We might be going to test that any minute now. We're kind of right on there. So, you know what? I should have stayed there because I want another level above. And the only time we've been down here was on 2016. So I'm going to go in here and find a level above this pre-market, which is at a 1620. Well, above, not the pre-market, above the pre-market price right now. This level here, 1111, looks interesting. You have several days using as support, resistance, so that's interesting. Slightly above that, I'm not finding anything too clean in here. You could possibly maybe do this one, but again, that's not really a good support. Actually, this one's better here. This level is here, a lot cleaner right here. 1165. You can see this beautiful drop, extreme reversal. When you see that type of reverse, that's a good level. And then you can see you have a 1 day here testing it as resistance, and then you have another one as support here. So that's probably the best level in there. Then up here you have a lot more cleaner levels, right? These are a lot cleaner. Here at 1258, you can clearly see that line, support, resistance, support, support, resistance. So that's very clean. And then I'm going to mark down this one because you never know. After big drops, you can get big comebacks. So 1342, 1343 would be the other one. So here's what we have. Let's see how this stock plays out today. Plenty of levels here. The high sitting at 16. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get there, but 1620 20 is the high of the pre-market on this one here. All right, folks, let's look at AMD. AMD will go red to green now. AMD still kind of opening up pretty flat. High right now, the pre-market 30.45. Let's put that down. If we go above this, when's the last time we cracked this 30.46? Yep, right in the September, October area. So I'm going to get in here. Very clean level right up here at a 33.31. I'm going to get something in between because AMD, as you know, doesn't usually move that much, although lately it's been very active. 31.73. Why do I like this level? Not the cleanest level by far at all, but we have to have something between here. So you have several days opening and closing around this area. You have these days also as support, resistance. So that's why I like that 31.73. You could use 32 if you like, but I like to have something between a $3 pop like that because again, AMD is most likely not going to move all the way up to 33 or 31 in one shot. And then towards the bottom, do we have something? Yeah, towards the bottom, previous day close, previous day high from 2 days ago, and then plenty of levels down here that we've been tracking over the last couple of days. MIK MIK is interesting, guys, in the daily, so we'll find some levels for it. We're going to remove it because the volume has not picked up as we expected, but this is a nice daily, nice drop here. Low of the pre-market 766. They're taking a hit this morning. I just want to go back to anything below that all-time low, so that even makes it more interesting. So we'll be on the lookout for this one in our scanners. Next level towards the top is this 886, so we'll mark that down. Then above that, the highs and lows pre-market close, previous day close also, also in here, so that's nice. All right, we're gonna remove this one. I'm gonna throw it down here as a paso for later in the morning, just because the volume is not there now. But I do like the daily chart. I do like how much this one is down today. So let's just go in here and delete this one. All right, CLDR also very active, 3.6 million shares traded so far. This is nice. High of the pre-market is sitting at 640, so we'll mark that down. Low of the pre-market as 531. Huge drop on this one here, guys. Plenty of volume. We do have shares for short. Just want to go back. I think someone mentioned it's all-time low, right? Yes, it is, and it hasn't really been down here. There's nothing here. Nothing. The next level will be this this area here, the previous day close. So that's even more interesting, right? So this is your next level, nothing around this area. So this will be interesting. I'm definitely going to be watching this one. VRMM, guys. Again, I just think pre-market action is not looking clean on this one based on everything else we have. So I'm just going to remove it from our list. Uber is very active, as we mentioned earlier, finally getting above hitting their opening price point of IPO. So very interesting. You can see here having some serious resistance over at 45.70, which is the high of the pre-market right now. Towards the bottom, I'm going to mark down this 44.04. Let's mark this one here. All right, so we'll mark that down there. Then plenty of levels towards the bottom. You don't need to really add more. You got a lot of moving averages coming in here. You also have highs and lows in this area, and then obviously there's no levels on the top over here. So I'm going to take it off my list, guys. I'll put it down here for a possible. Again, I don't have shares for short on this one. I'd rather watch something that I can play both ways. But again, good stock to watch out today for a possible breakout into that 45-ish 80 area or so. MU also I'm going to remove, guys. It's not looking too great at the moment. I'm going to throw it down here. And then Roku is also one that, how many I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roku is going to be interesting, but it's definitely going to be interesting. All-time high, guys, sitting at the high of the pre-market, 102.50, and then really you have nothing much above that. Low of the pre-market is at 101, so we'll mark that down there, and then you have a nice big drop here to go to the next level, the low of yesterday. So I think Roku will be interesting. I'm not going to watch it today because I think there's a lot on here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go through this again in detail. Let's keep Roku on here because I think Roku could be very exciting today. CTRV for the low flow team is looking amazing. Looks like it wants to crack 12. I'm going to put 12. What's the high of the pre-market? 12.29. 12.31 actually, high of the pre-market right now. You got this level over here at 862. Again, guys, this is one that you want to be very careful with. It's a low flow stock. Let's go back and see if we can find some levels in here. Oops, zoomed in a little too much there. Zoom back. All right, so we got a clean level all the way. Actually, this one first, 14.83. Got another one right on here between 13.22. And what I liked about this level, you have it here, you have it here, here, and here. These couple of days all testing that. And then you can see also several days opening and closing around this level, 13.25, 22 area. So we'll mark that down. I think that's plenty for this one. You could go crazy and you know mark another one in here too. This looks like a possible level in this area as well. You know what? We're already on here. Why not? 13.83 looks like an area as well. And then towards the bottom, I did see a level that was good over here. Let's go back real quick. In here, we do have some very clean level. Looks like, yep, right across right here. Very clean support over a couple of days around 11:30. 11:20 or so, 11:28, 11:30. That's a good area there. And then you also have this nice little drop right over here, 10:44 right in here. So we got some areas where you can finally find some support if this thing wants to do an opening, a falling angel strategy. So See if we can break out of this 1232. Plenty of levels very close. I don't like having these levels these close, so not the best. But again, if you can get a 50 cents move out of this, you know, a dollar move, you're golden. IFRX, not much happening here, guys. This is not a great stock to trade. It's been pretty crappy. Had a nice drop yesterday. It is on short selling restrictions. I do not have shares for short, so I'm just going to remove this one. I think CTRV is the one for the low flow team today that's going to be very active with a beautiful pre-market action, some really good volume, up 140%. Manage your risk accordingly. Trade at your own risk. Be very, very careful. If you're new to trading, skip this. Just completely skip this. If it's not your niche, focus on something else. Norm, I know we went through the announcement, but is there anything else we want to add before we hop off?
Not that I'm aware of. I'll just repeat, you know, if you're on YouTube and you'd like to check the room out when we trade live, you know, you can use the pre-market 24 code. AB will actually put a direct link, so it'll put you to the page and apply the code if you'd like to try for 2 weeks without any auto renew at a reduced rate. Other than that, I have nothing else that I'm aware of. Carlos, speak up if I'm missing something. But you guys trade safe, and thanks for joining us.
Yep, trade safe, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time. Have a great Thursday.